We are back with another video in the Hoop Scoop Media Top 100 Countdown. At number 27 team in the country, we have the Kentucky Wildcats. What's up, college basketball fans? I'm Hoop Scoop Media co-founder Austin Getchy, and welcome to the Hoop Scoop Media Top 100 College Basketball Teams Countdown. In this series, we'll be counting down our top 100 teams for next season and releasing a video every day until the college basketball season begins. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and give our social medias a follow. Simple things like that help more college basketball fans like you enjoy our content. With that being said, enjoy the rest of the video and 99 other videos in this series. Kentucky has truly been one of the elite college basketball programs of all time. It's currently led by head coach John Calipari. While Calipari has been one of the best coaches in the history of the sport, his recent production hasn't exactly lived up to that. In 3 of the past 4 seasons, the Wildcats haven't been a top 25 team in KenPom, and the one year they were, they lost to St. Peter's in the first round. He's still a very good coach, and there is optimism that he could adjust more to the modern game this offseason. But Kentucky fans certainly aren't thrilled about winning one tournament game in 4 years. Although one thing the Wildcats can do is still bring in talent like no other, which they were able to demonstrate this past year. If Kentucky will be successful this upcoming year, they'll have to do so without some significant pieces from last season. Oscar Tshiebwe, a former National Player of the Year, started his pro career. Some other players also started their pro careers, with Cason Wallace and Chris Livingston being NBA draft picks, and Jacob Toppin also leaving. Some notable transfers out were Severe Wheeler, who committed to Washington, and CJ Frederick, who transferred to Cincinnati. Kentucky doesn't have a ton returning, but they do have SEC Six-Man of the Year Antonio Reeves back in Lexington, who averaged over 16 points per game in conference play. He's a very one-dimensional player, but if there's a dimension you want, it's scoring and shooting. He shot over 40% from three-point range and was also a good scorer from mid-range. Going into his 5th season of college basketball, he will be a good leader for young talent. Another older player that Kentucky brought in is Trey Mitchell, who was brought in from West Virginia following the Bob Huggins situation. He also has lots of experience in his team and has some intriguing skills for his size. In the Global Jam this summer, Kentucky played him at center, and the floor spacing was helped out significantly because of that, and we could see that in actual season as well. One other returner is big man Eugenio Nyenso, who entered the portal but came back to Kentucky. He saw some backup big minutes last year, but was a very good rim protector and rebounder. He's currently still recovering from an injury this summer, but could be an impactful piece when healthy. The other player with college basketball experience is wing Adu Tiero. He didn't make much of an impact as a freshman, but has some potential, and could carve out a solid role with so much roster uncertainty. Calipari went back to his old ways and brought in the #1 class in the country. The player that I think will be the best is Justin Edwards, who has a good chance to be the best player on Kentucky. He's a wing that plays both sides of the ball and has shown flashes of scoring offensively from all 3 levels. He also has a good frame and could be one of the top picks in next year's draft. Another big-time freshman is DJ Wagner, who's long been known as a top recruit in the class. He's also a good two-way player and is a tough guard that can get to the rim. He might be the starting point guard for the Wildcats, and while I'm not sold on his pure point guard abilities, he'll be an impactful freshman. The other consensus 5-star is Aaron Bradshaw, a long 7-footer with lots of upside, although he is another player that's currently injured. Another highly ranked prospect Calipari got is Robert Dillingham. He's very skilled, but doesn't fit in great to the college game right away with his style of play. Reed Shepherd is a freshman who shined at Kentucky's international tour and could make some big impacts right away. Jordan Burks, a late commit, is a good developmental prospect with a good frame and upside. Joey Hart is a final domestic commit. He won't see that many minutes this year, but can fill a role in upcoming years with his shooting. The other commit Kentucky added was Zvonimir Visic, a Croatian big who had some decent showings in the U20 championship this summer. Overall, I'm not super high on the Wildcats compared to some. A lot of it comes down to age. With 5th-year COVID players in the sport, experience is what most contenders are looking to add. Even though Kentucky has a very good freshman class themselves, the 2023 class is regarded as one of the worst overall recent classes, so their top players aren't the caliber of typical top players. I also have some slight concerns about the point guard play, as Wagner isn't a true point guard and there's not really one on the roster. Despite all that, this team still has lots of potential, but a big gap between the floor and ceiling. I currently have the Wildcats sitting at 5th in the SEC, which will be a very strong conference this year. Kentucky fans, comment below your thoughts and where you'd personally have the Wildcats ranked this season. We will be back tomorrow for number 26 team in the country. Subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss it.